So tell me what you learned, man. What you learned this season.
It's not so much what I learned, but just the reinforcement of anything is possible and make no excuses. You know, we know it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but if we want to keep the podcast going, it's like, let's get creative. Let's get scrappy. How can we keep this interesting and still have that in-person element with our guests,
Yeah.
with each other? And I think it has a different effect. Like when we're just in person, bouncing off each other's energy and all that. And honestly, it's fun, like traveling. Another excuse for me to like, yo, let's travel the world and like just
Another
create content,
more 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 ticks on Mike's flights to
Yeah.
be able to go to different countries. But this season has really taught me that there's really, like you said, there's really no excuses, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm in an industry where people honestly just dedicate themselves to doing that. As everybody knows, I'm a lawyer. I work in big law. I do corporate M&A. Very arduous, very demanding on your time. But if you have the time, you'll find the time.
Yeah.
You'll find the time, right? It's like with anything else in life, though. If you really want something, you're gonna go after it.
Yeah.
So I've really kind of just doubled down on my discipline, even with the Barry's getting up at 5 in the morning. I'm in a kind of a fitness journey right now, right? Like next
Yeah.
year I turn 35, and I've always said to myself since I was 18 years old that, I kind of just established all the other aspects of my life, financially, professionally, and now it's time to do it physically for me. And I want to be in the best shape possible.
Yeah.
By the time I'm 35, 35 is the new 21.
Yep.
I don't look like I'm 35, 30 for going on 35. So I want to keep that going.
Definitely.
And I want to feel good, not only up here, but also in here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
just having this platform has been like an open journal for me,
Yeah.
to just be able to talk about the things that are running through my mind. Cause I'm someone who has consistently a lot of thoughts all the time. Sometimes it's hard for me to shut it off. I've gotten away from journaling, but I'm using this as a video journal.
Yeah.
It's been a very tough year for me.
Yeah.
I'll get more into that next season, so you're gonna have to tune in as to why it's been tough. But it's been tough, man. And like, just shout out to you for being a great friend, for hearing me out, for everything that I go through, I've gone through, and keeping me afloat. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. This maybe was a millisecond where I thought, man, I don't know if I could do the podcast anymore, right? But that quickly went away, and I said, you know what? Because there's so many people who've hit us up
Yeah.
and said, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the platform. Thank you for inspiring me to do whatever it is, right? And shout out to all our day one supporters. Shout out to our families and our friends. Shout out to the new fans. Shout out to the guests that we've had.
Yeah.
Show us love off the rip, So, if you can learn anything from this, just keep it going, keep it moving forward, fail forward, and keep the people close to you.
Yeah. And I think for myself, I think what I learned this whole year and this season is like, there's no perfection. There's even times, remember in the mini episode, I got nervous. We had to keep doing takes and takes, and it's like, yo, that's gonna happen, and I gotta go through that so I could become better. You know what I mean? And
But
just working on the craft and just perfecting on how we can get better on this. And then also I want people to note, like, we are the last flight out as well. It's not all about having guests, but it's like, follow us through this journey that we're having in this infant stage of how do we just get better as speakers? How do we make engaging content? See us as we grow. This year we got our first sponsorship
shout out to
with
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. And we're just aligning ourselves with things that we like to do. We're not only talking it, that we're saying, hey, we want to be better health-wise, but also mentally. So, we're not afraid to say that, like, oh, okay, yeah, we do need a, therapist and all that to just speak about our highs and lows of life, and I think more and more, like, as men, we just need to get comfortable with, like, just sharing our experiences. Like, when we get down, it's not all just like, oh, let's put it to the side, man up type of thing. So, mental health is one aspect. Physical health is another. So with Barry's, holla at us. or any other gym partnership and all that. This is what we do,
This is what we do, man. And I want to give you your flowers, man. Going back to what you were saying about, I think some of the criticism that I received was that I speak too much on this podcast. So, and I don't let you speak enough sometimes. And, me and Mike try to perfect that. And I want to put him more as someone who leads conversations. And I think you've seen on certain episodes where you took the reins and you kind of did a great job on that. Obviously, we both need practice still on our cadence, but our cadence has been getting better for sure now. I think we're getting there. I think we're starting to get there. I think I can know when Mike is going to finish a sentence and I could jump in.